Right. Continuing, I dropped my phone, but I'm not going to go back and start over again. So this is just part 2. So the younger priest asked the older priest, why is he doing this to us? And von Sydow's answer, which is still extremely powerful to me to this day, is he says something like, and I'm paraphrasing, I think it's because he wants us to feel totally demoralized, and he wants us to feel like humanity is not worth fighting for, because all we are is bestial. And that's why these demonic creatures take this young girl, this 12-year-old, 13-year-old girl, and make her, transform her into this foul creature who curses and again utters blasphemies that will make your hair curl, even if you're not a believer. They'll still make you say, whoa, that's going a little far. So why am I bringing up The Exorcist now? I think in The Exorcist, it's a girl who's being taken over by a demon, and it happens through a Ouija board, the use of a Ouija board, and I don't want to dwell too much on that. I'm not an exorcism expert. This is not, this is not an examination of exorcisms or demonic influence, how it happens or anything like that, but just a consideration of if the overarching question here is what happened to women. I do not exclude the demonic. I don't exclude it happening to women or to men. But I'm wondering if we're living at a time when women are being rendered more susceptible to the demonic. I don't think women are more susceptible naturally to the demonic. It might be said that they are the weaker vessel, as is often asserted. But I know a lot of very, very strong and capable women who I would not describe as a weaker vessel in any way, and that's not me simping for them. It's just the truth. I mean, they're weaker physically, but mentally, spiritually, definitely not weaker. And as a Catholic, I have recourse to the Virgin Mary, the BVM. And if you believe in Immaculate Mary, and all of the Marian doctrines, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to be a legit misogynist. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to all those out there who would want to frame me as such, and who already think of me as such. It's pretty hard to be a misogynist when you believe in the Holy Theotokos, as they call her in the Eastern tradition. Theotokos meaning God-bearer, the mother of God, literally. To some, to some Protestants, I guess, that's blasphemy. But not to me. And again, I don't want to get into a back and forth on that issue either. But so clearly, there are women who are adept at resisting the allure of the demonic. But I wonder if we live at a time where, due to circumstances, women are more susceptible to the demonic because they are encouraged from their early lives onward to follow a path that is bad for them, that is spiritually bad for them, psychologically bad for them, women aren't told you can, you have a choice. You can be, you can choose the career path if you want. You can be, a celibate nun if you want, or you can choose to be a mother. But if you're a mother, then that becomes your full-time job, more or less. You may have to work in today's depraved economy. Thanks CIA for making it that way. Making it, thanks American establishment for making it this way, making the economy, transforming the economy so that wages are so much lower than cost of living, to the point where a couple can't live together and raise a family on just one income most of the time anymore. And that too is proximate to the demonic. There's nothing inherently demonic about an economy like that, but it is just like so many things about modern feminism, it's proximate to the demonic, or it creates conditions in which it is easier for the demonic to strike women, because women aren't encouraged to be humble. Women are encouraged to be prideful. They're encouraged to think of themselves as having essentially no flaws. They're good. They're just wonderful because of who they are. Men aren't told that. I can tell you that for sure. Men aren't told whatever, that no matter how they treat their bodies, they're fine. Men aren't told if they're 300 pounds that there's nothing wrong with that. They should just, they're just as worthy. They're just as much a 10 as some fit muscle man type. That's certainly not something that men are told. Women are told all kinds of things about themselves from the very beginning. The way that they are indoctrinated is to see themselves as inherently good, and as and to see men negatively, and again and again, over and over, we see this happening. It was International Women's Day a couple days ago. I'm not against having a day honoring women, but the thing is, it's pretty much every day that we honor women now. And I'm not against honoring women every day if we honor them correctly, in a way that's in line with their actual nature and identity. But to just honor them willy-nilly, no matter who they are, no matter what they choose to, how they choose to live their lives, no matter what they choose to do to themselves, no matter how many men they choose to sleep with, that's not the proper way to honor women. And so, the women are told, eschew marriage, get into the job market, because pursue a career, because otherwise you are being a traitor to your sex, and you're letting feminism down. If you choose to be a mother, if you choose to be a stay-at-home mother, that's something that we look down on. That it's not something that, if modern feminism, and I've said this before, if modern feminism had come around and said, we're with you women who choose to work, but we're also with you women who choose not to work and choose to be mothers, and then I would think that's okay. I would think I wouldn't have a problem with that the way that I guess some people on the distant right would. But I think women are steered down the wrong path almost from the get-go. And men aren't steered down any path. Men aren't given any counsel at all. Men are just told, boys are just told, well, you're creeps, you're gross, and you're harassers, and you should just apologize for being who you are, and try to be as much of an ally to feminism as you possibly can be. It's deplorable what's being taught to boys, but it's also in a way deplorable what's being taught to girls, even though girls are being given much more of a girls are being indulged to a far greater extent. But the problem is this indulging of girls isn't helping them, isn't setting them on the right path. It's setting them on the wrong path, and when you're on the wrong path, when you just spend your 20s, chasing Chad, as they say, and sleeping with one guy after another, then you're not. I'm not saying you're irredeemable, because nobody is ever irredeemable, but you're not setting yourself up for spiritual success, or for mental success, or really even for social success, because no matter what you hear, you're not making yourself more attractive or appealing to potential mates by racking up a huge body count, as they say these days. So all of these things that are going on today, with women, with the ways and the terrible things that women are taught as in their formative years, that girls are taught in their formative years, the young women are taught in their formative years. The cultural zeitgeist that leads them down this kind of path. In a way, it's like Reagan in the character in The Exorcist, the little girl in The Exorcist, choosing to play with her Ouija board. It opens you up. It opens up the demonic. It opens you up to the demonic. Whereas you're on the straight and narrow, you're living the kind of life that you should live. You're behaving in a good and righteous manner. That doesn't open you up to the demonic. That keeps the demonic at a distance. But doing things that put your soul at risk for the demonic is what gives the demonic a foothold. And so I don't see it as at all implausible that for a huge number of women who have been sold this bill of goods about who they are, and how, and what how they ought to behave in order to maximize their happiness, as we have seen, happiness among Western women is very far from being at an all-time high right now. Women are by and large miserable and demoralized and broken. And when you see someone in that kind of state, whether it's a man or a woman, you're talking about a person who's more susceptible to the demonic. So, in conclusion, it seems to me reasonable to conclude that if there is if the realm of the demonic is real, it seems reasonable to me to conclude that the ways in which women are being led today by, intentionally led by the culture. Again, when I talk about the culture, it's not just a willy-nilly thing. It's not just what's in the water. These are again, to repeat what I've said before, these are people with names and addresses who are doing this. And I'm talking to you, Miss Lean In. Whatever your name is? I can't remember your name. Date the bad boys, date the cool guys. Sheryl Sandberg, is that her name? Yeah. I mean, do that all through your 20s, and then when you're in your 30s, then find someone to settle down with that you won't respect, because it'll be some cucked male feminist who will just annoy you and make you angry. But settle for him, and then that's the road to success when your eggs are almost dried up, because we the elites want fewer children. We want depopulation by any means necessary. Well, there you go. That's something that, intentionally or not, gives a foothold for the demonic. So, what do y'all think? Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.